our upcoming show is going to have 3 segments now.
Cool.
And the first segment's going to be just about some seasonal beers that we're going to drink. So
Right,
I'm looking
yeah.
forward to that.
Second part, we're going to talk about some current beer news.
Nice. I like beer news. Third is going to be we're going to have a guest drinker, and he's going to bring us some great German beers. So that's really cool. And it's even German beers I hadn't had before, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I like drinkers. So welcome to AbsOfBeerTV, episode 17. Hello and welcome to AbsOfBeerTV.com. This is John Jansen.
And as always, this is Brian Smith.
And this is different.
Yeah, this is... And is this... Where are we here?
It looks like my kitchen.
It does look like a kitchen a little bit. And you're on the opposite side, too.
Yeah.
It's like we're totally turned around.
You know, just kind of outgrew the old set, John.
We
We're
did.
just too squashed. We
Yeah.
couldn't have any friends over, and,
No.
you know...
Now we can really do something.
It's kind of like all our beers are already open.
Yeah. And are we... Is this going to be the... Are we shooting here all the time? We're going to have different locations?
Yep.
Different locations, like the bathroom, maybe?
Sure.
Nice.
The bathroom.
Nice.
With fond memories of you and I in the bathroom.
In the bathroom?
Uh.
I'm wondering what those... hopefully it's blocked for some reason. I have memory blockage from that.
And hopefully won't be any more.
Yeah, I agree. Well, if we're
Yeah.
shooting in there, who knows what'll happen.
I don't know. You know, we always said that we weren't the beer experts. And so, you know, why act like it? Let's just do what we do best and drink beer.
Drink beer.
And we've got some tasty beers
Good
here,
beers,
John.
yeah. And typically when we drank beers anyway, it was ones we liked.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and we're going to continue that
Did
tradition.
you ever hear us say anything bad about any beer?
No, we had that one moment that we didn't know what to make of the one we had. Do you remember? It was pretty funny. We were totally...
Crisp.
It was crisp.
This is crisp.
That was good.
So what we
All
got? Where are we
All right,
starting?
So we're going to start with the Williamsburg Pumpkin Ale.
Yeah.
And this is one of our breweries in the Hampton Roads area. We actually have 3 of them, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So give this a try. This is an awesome beer.
Always great. I've had this before. It's a couple years ago. And yeah, so you can kind of tell it's sort of that pumpkin-y time of year for us, not to make this a non-seasonal show.
Right, but we happen to have seasonal beers, so that worked out pretty good.
Yep.
So, and you like it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very good.
I've stuck my finger in it, so it gives it an extra. Anyway, okay, so the Williamsburg Ale Works is who made it. And they bought the Williamsburg Brewery in the space, the land, in 2005. And in 2006, they started actually making beer. They have 6 regular beers, including a tavern ale and a wheat beer. They're good beers, but where they really shine, I think, is their seasonal beers. They have 3 seasonal beers. They have a coffee house stout.
Stout, yeah.
And
that's my style.
Yeah, it's a really good beer, and people love that a
It's
lot.
not just for breakfast anymore.
No, it is not. And they have a white ale, and they have, of course, this pumpkin ale. And this is 7.3%, which we may have mentioned earlier. But what I like about that is it's one of our it's efficient.
Let's get right to the
Which we
punch.
like, yep. And
Or to the
they
pumpkin.
have 2 Brewmaster Reserve beers, and one of them is a Grand Illumination beer. And the reason why they call it Grand Illumination is because it's to celebrate the illuminating of Old Town Williamsburg lights during Christmas.
Is there another name for that?
And there wasn't another name, but we always playfully called it the Grand Hallucination because it's 11%. So several one of those, and who knows where you'll be. But that's a really good beer, and what I really
Got
think...
one of those under the table?
Yeah, excellent. We'll break that out in a minute. And what's really nice about that, I think that was an original... He might have tweaked the recipe, but the beer came from the Williamsburg Brewery. And I think it was a class act that Williamsburg Ale Works, with an E, took that beer and made it their own and keep brewing it for that special occasion. So I'm real happy about that.
Cool.
They also have a bourbon barrel porter, which interestingly enough is aged for 2 months in Virginia Gentleman bourbon barrels. So
Nice.
that's pretty neat. They're keeping the Virginia spirit going, which I like a lot. And they also have 2 Brewmaster beers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our first beer out of the refrigerator. And our next one you can talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the Beach Brewing, and this is in a bomber. Jolly Roger Pumpkin Porter. And they just released this about a week ago. It's been anticipated. They actually had a week delay. And man, there was a ruckus in the area because they couldn't get their pumpkin porters.
I'm sure there was.
The brewery is just right down the road from us. Like I said, they've been around for almost a year. They've got an anniversary beer that's going to come out where they actually use sake yeast.
Oh, good.
And it's going to be pretty
cool.
awesome.
Looking
They
forward
make
to
some
that.
fantastic beers. As a matter of fact, with this beer, I've actually got a picture. We'll put it on the screen of one of the brewers, Dan, out back grilling the pumpkin.
And you were there watching them do that?
No, I just saw the picture.
Well, we bring it to you straight
And
from the source.
and I'll share that picture with you.
Nice.
But yeah, this is a great beer. It's a little better once it warms up a little bit, releases some more of the flavor. As far as porters go, it's not a very sharp porter. And as far as pumpkin goes, it's not over the top pumpkin-y. So it's a very drinkable beer.
Yeah, it's very good.
Cool.
And so now that we've we're able to drink these couple of beers and talked a little bit about our show, are we going to have a change in format and stuff?
Yeah, man, we're rocking the house.
So
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple different new segments coming up.
but
And the next one
well,
is
hold
called.
on. I'm having a tough time with this.
It's called The Brews.
What about fun facts?
I
already did them.
Fun facts.
Okay, all right.
We have
You
fun
snuck
with
them in there and I didn't even know.
We have fun with beer knowledge.
So brews.
The Brews.
What is that supposed to be?
Beer plus news is brews.
Brews. Who writes this stuff?
We do.
And that's why it's so good, because we write it ourselves.
That's right. Da-da-da-da, The Brews.
The brews. Can I smack my papers like they do?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Stack
awesome.
it up. Cool. So this segment, just interesting brewery beer news.
Beer news, yeah. I think this is a great idea because I'm interested in beer news, and so I'm looking forward to being able to bring beer news to everybody. And I want bigger paper though, so when I hit it next time,
We'll just get another
we can really
stack
hear
of
it.
paper.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Like just a blank, just so I can.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's either that or get Trip to hold up the cards.
Yeah. Trev, you're falling down in the cards. It must be that problem with your arms.
All right, so let's first
All
up.
right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Green Flash is having its 9th anniversary.
Oh, very cool.
And that 9th anniversary is going to be on November 12th. It's $40 admission, and the $40 admission is going to be to benefit the Susan Komen.
Komen for a cure.
Thank you. Komen
It's
for a
breast
cure.
cancer month.
Yep. So there. Where's your pink hat?
I have a pink hat. Trip, throw me the hat.
So anyway, that's
arm thing.
that's great that they're giving their proceeds to that, and they have a free shuttle. So you think they'll come get us?
Yeah, put in for
I'm
it.
gonna
Give them a call.
I am going to put in for it.
Cool.
I looked at the beer list. It looks good. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
Nice.
So if you're living in that area or plan to go, please go to greenflashbrew.com or look them up on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And
where
I
are
want
they at? Where are they at?
in San Diego.
Okay.
Outside. Yep. So
I knew that. I was just making sure that our...
that'll be that's good. I'm kind of a rookie at beer news, so I'm glad you came up with the. You're like the audience.
Yeah.
Like looking. Where is it? Perfect.
They're
That's
out
perfect.
there. They're out there laughing.
So I also wanted to talk about some beer releases. Dogfish Head is releasing, or may have already, or about to release, a beer called Faithful Ale, and that is to celebrate Pearl Jam's 20th anniversary of the album CD 10.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty
Man,
cool.
has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long. Yep.
Sweet.
Jeremy's
Fond
Brewery.
memories. Yeah.
So anyway, it's 20 IBUs, so it's not very hoppy, and they are using currant, and they're using 10 incremental additions of currant during the boiling session.
Wow.
So currant is not my favorite type of spice or fruit to put in a beer, but I'll try it. It's probably pretty good. Couple other ones I wanted to talk about too was Ballast Point is doing a Victory at Sea, coming out with their Victory at Sea again this year. And it's released tomorrow, Thursday the 27th.
Nice.
It's a coffee, vanilla, imperial porter. So that should be cool.
Very cool.
And I wanted to talk about Abita for a second because they sent us some beer and let us do a show.
The Giacomo.
Yeah, all day. And they're creating a Louisiana Imperial Oyster Stout. Yeah, that should be interesting. It's probably way too much for me.
I don't recall any oyster stouts.
No, I don't think we've had any on our shows.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had one at all.
Well, oh really? We'll have to try to find it then.
Wouldn't kid you about beer.
No, you would not. And last but not least, I wanted to bring this up. It was important because I actually been to New Holland, and they're going to do a collaboration with JP's Coffee and Espresso House, and they're going to create a beer, of course, collaboration with them of JP's Espresso Bar Blend.
Oh, nice.
So espresso coffee is good. We had that Left Hand Terrapin.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's really good.
Wow. That was a great time with those guys.
It was a great time, yeah.
Cool.
It was really loud, but it was a great time.
It was. We drank a lot of beer.
We did. and
we did a lot of research.
We did a lot of research, yep. And don't you have beer news too?
I do. And this is kind of a little more to our local area here, but we are getting a yard house right here in Virginia Beach, and they're going to be opening up on November 20th. They are opening 33 new locations.
No, they have 33 locations.
They have 33
opening up
locations. They're opening seven
new
locations.
Yep.
Ours is opening up on November the 20th.
That's right.
You've been to a few of these, right?
Yeah, I've been to one in San Diego, and I've been to one in Las Vegas, and I thought I was going to be all cool by saying, oh yeah, I didn't realize I had 33 of them, and I've only been
to all of them.
I've only been to 2, so I haven't done really well. But they're still doing construction, and I kind of snuck in there today, and I wasn't even wearing a hard hat, and they let me come right in.
Maybe they'll let us come to the soft opening.
Maybe. Maybe you can project that through.
Yes.
But it's pretty neat because the bar area has 2 oval taps.
Yes.
And the taps are coming from another room, exposed, the lines in stainless steel down to the taps, and each one of them look like, I don't know, could have 200 beers in there.
That's awesome.
Really looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
That's where you'll find me.
Yeah. And 200 beers on tap.
That's the rumor. So that'll be fun.
I may have been to the one in Las Vegas, but hey, whatever goes.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to. Yeah, if you're in Vegas drinking, it stays there.
A little fuzzy.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, that's it.
That's the brews. Yeah, that was fun.
That's it for the brews.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So if anybody has any brews that they want to make sure people know about, let us know. We'll definitely get it out there.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool.
Excellent.
And we're back. How was the brews, John?
They were good. The brews were good. But this is really sad, as you can tell by my reaction.
We seem really sad.
We have no beer. We have no beer, and
we have no beer.
This is really sad. So what are we doing now?
We have a new segment, John.
Good.
This is good. It's funny you should say that. We have a guest beer drinker.
Oh, excellent.
Because we're all about drinking beer.
We are.
And we like to drink beer with
friends.
Yep. So, with us today, we have Josh Lencini. I'm going to scoot over here so we can have a sip. Have a seat.
Crowd goes wild.
Good evening, or guten Abend if you're from Germany. I brought in some Hefeweizen from Baden-Württemberg, just outside of Stuttgart. And this is one of my favorite Hefeweizens.
Fun.
And we'll have some Hefeweizen. And I also have...
Open that, John.
So we're doing a sponsor thing real quick. So we both have these really cool watches.
Now a word from our sponsor.
And what is it?
Happy Hour
timepieces.
I wear this all the freaking time, and if you smell it, I bet you could wring this out and get some beer out of it.
Smells like hops.
Smells like hops.
Awesome.
As you were saying.
Okay. As I was rudely interrupted, but I regress. So we have Hefeweizen here, and then also.
Wow, you've done that before.
I have. I'm gonna let him pour his own because he's
This
obviously
is my favorite beer, German
Wow,
beer
did you see that?
of all time.
Just fabricated from thin air.
Nice. What
This is a
that?
Keller beer from Bayern, so Bavaria, just North Bayern, just east of Nuremberg. And Germany has over 400 little local breweries, and the Keller beer is one of the favorites in Northern Bayern.
Josh, have you been to both these breweries?
I've not been to the breweries.
Okay.
I've been to the breweries in small towns like Weiden, and then up northern Bavaria, Bamberg, which you said you've been to,
Mm-hmm.
and then a brewery in Stuttgart. But these two particular beers I've not gone to.
And how'd you
Okay,
find these
start.
guys on your?
Well, when I went to Germany and we lived there about 6 years, someone told me they have about 400 breweries, so I made it a quest to try to drink every beer.
Nice.
Yes. I mean, that's a near impossibility,
And
but
how'd you do?
I tried.
And how'd you do?
About 2/3 of the way
Oh,
there.
really? Good
Yeah,
for
it
you.
was. I didn't meet a beer I didn't like.
No.
There was one beer that I probably could have done without, the smoke beer, the Ranch beer.
Ranch, yeah.
But that's why the Keller beer is my favorite, because it's a mixture of, it's between a Helles or what they call a light beer, not what we call light beer.
Right.
It's just light color, and a dunkel or a dark beer. So it's a nice amber color, nice caramel taste. It has a nice aroma, and it's in between those two kind of extremes, if you will.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Looking
Yes.
forward to it.
Did you zip down to the market and pick these up?
No, funny story. Actually,
We have to drink while we tell your
Okay.
story, so...
Prost.
Thank you.
I brought these beers with me from Germany,
Really good.
and I shipped them in my household goods. And that sounds, illicit or illegal, but it wasn't. To make it legal, you actually had to have a import license. So yes, so picture me in Germany calling the Virginia ABC board trying to get an import license. Actually, it wasn't that hard to do, and I thought it was going to cost me a lot, but it was free.
Huh.
But after going back and forth and sending a few emails, I finally get my license, and it's just a sheet of paper saying, "Hey, I can import."
Uh-huh. Nice.
And then they warned me, "All right, you have a license to import, but you might have to pay duties
Ooh.
through customs."
It's a duty.
Yeah. So I was a little apprehensive about proclaiming I'm bringing beer into the country, because I thought I'd have to pay a lot of tax. So I called a custom agent. I said, "Listen, I'm only bringing 2 racks, and this is for personal consumption." And he asked me, "Okay, how many beers is that?" And
Yeah, I didn't even know. What
912.
no, not even close. I wish. It was 40 half-liter beers.
All right, so 20 in a rack.
20 in a rack.
Okay.
And he laughed. He goes, "Oh, that's not even worth my time." So I brought him in, and enjoying them ever since. And this is one of the last beers I have left.
And we are too enjoying them, so thank you for that. But you brought up a good point, because when I came back from Europe, or when I come back, I was told I could bring 17 liters.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to go through all that hassle to do yours. I just stick mine in my suitcase.
That's right.
But you make a good point. If you could have 40 half liters, but you had to have a license, so that's 20 liters, and you can legally bring 17 without having it. So I could see that. All right, that makes sense.
Fun. Pour them up. Let's do it.
All right. Without further ado,
Yeah.
I love the color of wheat beers and how active
Yeah.
this one is.
That's iridescent.
Yeah, when you drink
Super
it,
cool.
the carbonation is just flowing through the beer. It's wonderful.
Very cool.
It's very yeasty, like very, you can tell that.
Is it unfiltered?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't read it. Oh, I read it. It's unfiltered.
Natural. What's that say?
Unfiltered.
Yeah, unfiltered.
No, but
I told you.
I wanted
It's
him to say it
natural
the
glass
the
beer.
German way, but
yes.
all right, gotcha.
My
I'll
German
take that.
pronunciation is not so good. This is Moosbacher Keller beer. In Keller, the literal translation is cellar or basement beer.
Okay.
So
Well,
this is
there we
the
go.
Keller beer. This is my favorite German beer of all time.
Ta-da.
So Prost.
Prost.
Man,
That
it's
is
good.
awesome.
Yeah, it's very good. Not nearly as carbonated. It's very settled.
Mhm.
Unlike the wheat beer, it's really neat that for a country as small as Germany is, like you said, all the different beer styles, and so even the way it's carbonated is different. It's really neat.
And I will take a cue from you and a fun fact. Germany,
Oh,
the size
excellent.
of approximately Montana. So imagine Montana with 400 breweries in it.
I'd love
Moving to Montana.
I'd love to imagine Montana with 400 breweries. That'd be excellent. So do we have any more glassware? Or are we out of glass?
We have glassware, John.
All right.
I
Yes,
can
we
get it.
do.
Why?
Because I have one of Josh's beers right here.
Just when he wasn't looking.
And
Ta-da!
you gotta explain this one, Josh, because I like Marzens, and it's wonderful that you brought us one more. And so, can you talk a little bit about this
Sure.
one as well?
This is a Marzen beer. It's a spring beer, Marzen March, and it's a
Man, I
love that sound.
Yeah, me too.
it's a fest beer, and they traditionally have fests in the fall, and you commonly refer to that to Oktoberfest if you're in Munich, or also in the spring, and they have a spring fest. So this particular brewery brews this beer in the spring for the spring fest, and
Okay.
in the fest beers are typically a little higher alcohol content
Nice.
than your normal beers.
Festive.
That's right. And German beers tend to be around high 4s, 5s, 6s, and then the fest beers, that could be up into the 7s, depending on the brewery.
Yeah, but typically Germans make lower alcohol beers, session beers, right?
Right.
We learned about
Yep,
session beers
yep.
Christmas time.
And the thing about what I loved about being in Germany, I was at that Roush, the brewery in Bamberg that you were talking about. We were there on a Sunday morning, and everybody was drinking beer. There was like
What time?
like 9 or 10, maybe 11, and there was
Need to move
like
Germany.
all these old people coming back from church. I'm getting older now too, but much older than I was, coming back from church, and they were eating their dinners, drinking beer. And the great part about it is the women were at one table and the men were at another one, but they were all drinking beer. Amen to that.
All right. Very cool.
Man,
I'm digging
that's a
it.
beautiful color. Prost.
Prost.
What just
What
happened?
just happened?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Trip, you been messing with the camera?
He doesn't have thumbs. That's the problem. With no thumbs.
It's like my dog. My dog doesn't have
You're
thumbs.
SOL, man.
Yeah.
All right.
We've had an awesome time
Awesome
here,
time.
sharing stories, drinking beer.
Yeah, I had a great time.
So we're going to wrap things up.
Yeah, I was a little afraid about the fun facts, but you snuck them right in. I didn't know.
Hey, fun facts are awesome.
Awesome.
We had the brews.
Brews was very fun.
Guest beer drinker Josh.
Thank you, Josh. It's been spectacular. These
was
beers are
my pleasure.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And we have more, so when you guys are gone,
Yeah.
we're still going to be drinking.
So, be sure to check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/AbsOfBeerTV.
Yeah.
And on Facebook,
Facebook.
at facebook.com. It's right here.
Yeah,
It's
right
right
across
here.
the bottom. Trip's doing that,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
somebody else.
And thanks to
Thanks,
Josh.
Appreciate it.
So let's go ahead and wrap this
Yep.
up.
Yep, you ready?
AbsOfBeerTV.com out.
Don't smack your girl.